What's up guys, Amanda here from Legacy Home Investments. One of the biggest struggles that we have in our business is finding a good, reliable contractor. There's a lot of contractors out there, but how do you find the right one for your project? In today's video, I'm going to share with you the top 5 things that you should do to find the best crew. Stay right here. The best place to start is by asking for referrals. I would talk to all your fellow investors, realtor, property management companies, any contractors that you may have used on previous projects that just don't have time for this project. They would know who the good and the bad crews are because they're in the industry. When you're asking for referrals, make sure that they understand what type of project that you're going to be working on and that you're asking the right people. So for us, we specialize in duplex conversions. We know that our projects typically take 3 to 4 months to complete, but we've had contractors quote us before saying, oh, we can do this project in 1 or 2 months. That was a huge red flag for us because we know that it's going to take longer than that. So when you're reaching out to people, ask them, okay, this is the type of project that I'm doing. Do you have a good crew that you could recommend? Here are a few good questions that you can ask when you're talking to your contacts. Do they do good quality work? Do they show up on time? Do they stay on budget? Would you use them again? Make sure you ask to see photos of recent jobs that they have maybe completed for them. That way you know that their work is up to your standards and it's good quality work. The next thing you're going to want to do is research online. So go on Google, go on HomeStars, and really dig deep and try and find those good and the bad reviews, because you know on their website it's only going to show the good ones. So you need to do your own research and see what you can find online. Number 3, schedule a phone call. So this is a big one. So this is where you're going to actually get to talk to the company, get a good feel for what they're about, and really kind of just screen them over the phone. The first thing you can ask yourself is, did they even answer the phone? If they didn't, did they actually call you back, and did they call you back right away? Now's your chance to ask them specific questions about their company. So dig deep, ask them how long they've been in business, how many crews they have working for them, are they using subcontractors or do they have in-house crews? Ask them if they have a proper license and if they're insured. And before getting off the phone with them, make sure you ask them for 3 references. I want to give you another tip as well, something that you can steer clear of. There's a lot of contractors that will ask for half or all the money up front. What we typically do with our contractors is we pay them kind of as we go. So they'll ask it for initial payment of say 10 or 20% upon booking, and then as you go, you pay kind of an installment, so an extra 20% after the framing's done, another 20% after this, and then the rest at the end. And a lot of times this helps with keeping them on site and wanting to work because they know that they're going to just continue to get paid rather than taking all your money up front or half of it and then they just leave. That's what you want to try and avoid. First impressions are very important. So this phone call, if you got a good feeling about it, then they can kind of move on to the next step. If not, make sure you go with your gut, and if you didn't get a good impression, then just move on to the next company, because typically you're going to have a few different companies that you can have phone conversations with. So you don't need to just rely on that one company. And if you do, then you need to find someone else. You need to talk to other people and try and get other referrals. Number 4, in-person quote. So now you've kind of screened your companies over the phone, and now you're going to actually have them come out on the job and give you a proper quote. Usually we'll have probably 2 or 3 companies come out. We typically like to narrow it down to 2, so we're not wasting our own time and we're not wasting anyone else's time. If you have 10 different companies coming out, that's just going to be a huge waste of time. So once they are on site, this is where you kind of want to take a look and look at their cues, make sure that they're prepared. Like, did they bring a tape measure? Did they have a notepad where they're actually taking notes? You want them to be able to remember your project and be able to give you a proper quote. Make sure when they're there that they're looking at all the things they need to look at. They're asking you questions. They seem interested. These are all things to look out for. So now the contractor should be able to give you a realistic timeline of when they can start your project. Good contractors are usually booking in advance. So they're busy, they want the job, but they might not be able to start for a couple months. So you need to be aware of that. If you have a contractor that says, oh, I can start tomorrow, that's a huge red flag. So make sure that you're paying attention to these cues. That, like, why is that contractor able to start tomorrow? Like, sure, maybe he had a couple jobs cancel and that's fine, but typically good contractors are booking way in advance. So just be mindful of that. Another good question to ask the contractor is how many jobs that they're gonna have on the go at the same time as your job. If they have 3, 4, 5 jobs going on at the time of your job, then you're gonna be worried about job hopping. And is that gonna affect your timeline? So I would make sure that these contractors know, okay, this project takes 3 to 4 months. With the other jobs that you have in line, is it realistic to actually get it done within that time frame? And number 5 is hire your crew and check on the progress. You're gonna hire which crew you feel most comfortable with. At least for the first couple weeks, you need to make sure that you're checking on the progress daily. Yes, it might be a little inconvenient. For us, our projects are only 20 minutes away, so it's, quick drive over there, it's not a problem. For some people, it might be more of an issue, but it's really, really important that you are checking on your project daily, at least for the first couple weeks, because this is where things can really go wrong. If they didn't remember something from your initial conversation, when the framing starts to go up, things could need to be changed. We've had that ourselves. It could be a simple, the closet's in the wrong spot, it's kind of jutting out in the room, it needs to be relocated. If you pick these things up before it gets drywalled, that is a huge plus. It saves time and money, so make sure to watch out for those things. It's also important to get the contact information of who you're going to be dealing with. So the initial person that had come out to give you the quote is not necessarily the person that you're going to be talking to throughout the project. So make sure to get their contact information so you can, send them a quick text or call and make sure that things are moving along nicely for your project and staying on time. So guys, that's it for the video. I hope you found some value from it. If you follow these 5 steps, you'll be able to find that golden crew for your next project. If you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the bell to be notified for our next video, and we'll see you next time.